Coach, how are you doing today?
The
All
mute
right.
button there. Okay.
All right. Did we get everything signed off on here at the
You know
end?
what? I just got the final email literally right as I just came on. So we're all good. I can talk about them all. So,
I can only tap dance for so long out here. So, all right. Well, Coach, why don't we go ahead and let you talk about your class as a group, then we'll open up for some questions.
yeah. Okay. On today's signing day, we have three players. We have Brooke Mosier out of Wisconsin. We have Sarah Bingham out of Kansas. And we have Caroline Barnes out of here from Illinois. And so Caroline Barnes is libero, DS libero. Her sister plays in the Big Ten as well for Wisconsin. Comes from a volleyball family. Really good ball control player. Has a lot of size, which gives her a lot of range. So she's a great passer and got excellent tenacity on defense. And Sarah Bingham, 6'3" out of Kansas, plays for KC Power, and she'll be a middle blocker for us. Again, just a kid that we've been tracking for a while. Excellent family, really great, character kid as well as they all are, and happy to have her. And then our last player is Brooke Mosier out of Wisconsin. She'll come into set for us. She does play outside hitter for her club team as well, so she plays multi positions. She just was in the state finals this last weekend with her team at Waterloo High School, and also a great addition for our team.
All right. That being said, we'll go ahead and open up for questions. Scott Ritchie, go ahead and lead it off, and then you guys can all follow along or follow in as you're ready.
Hey, Chris. Considering Brooke committed 3 years ago, Sarah and Caroline both 2+ or almost 2 on the dot. Just what's today like then? Signing day where you've had to wait 3 years to talk about Brooke and 2 about the rest of them.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You track these kids. The changeover in our rules happened last year. So like you mentioned, we committed these players, a handful of years ago, and it's just been neat to track their progress and see them develop as both as people and as players. And just the excitement builds as time goes on, and we're excited to have them here on campus and here in the next year, and being able to see them on the court and out in orange and blue. It's just exciting time and for them and for us.
I guess maybe how does you and the coaching staff's relationship with them grow and change during this rather long period where they're committed, but obviously, still a ways off from getting to campus?
Yeah, we for the most part we let them do their own thing, but we of course we check in with them. We still go watch them play when we were allowed to go watch them play at club tournaments. Just watched the state finals with Brooke on a live stream this last weekend. So we still track their progress, still see what they do. You're always looking to see how they're going to fit into your system. And it's just been great to see them develop and turn out to be who we projected them to be, and we'll get to see that here shortly.
I guess as you recruit setters and maybe space them apart, enough where you're just maybe recruiting one primary setter at a time, does the chance for the extra eligibility for Diana, for Micah, does that change anything for Brooke in terms of when she gets here?
Not necessarily. The COVID stuff, kind of thrown everything for a loop a little bit, but I think a lot of the players kind of had what they're doing, for long term in mind. I'm not sure that COVID changes any of our scenarios at the moment, at least. But yeah, you're looking at positions like setters, like liberos. You're looking to space them out every few years, and you're trying to get someone who's really good. And Brooke is definitely a really good setter as well, and she'll compete for a spot just like everyone else.
I guess one last one for me, just as a clarifier: did Caroline only play club in high school?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Chris, good to see you.
Kevin, how's it going?
Pretty good. So obviously it seems like, you guys maybe weren't, too adversely affected in this class by COVID, given the longstanding relationships. But how challenging is it to be trying to bring these players in these times when you guys aren't even playing? They've got like varying restrictions on what they can do themselves and stuff like that.
Just in terms of bringing them in, I don't think anything's been any different. Every state has been different. Obviously, how they've handled everything. Everyone, or Sarah and Brooke, got to play a high school season, a shortened high school season, but they still got one out there. Caroline didn't play high school, like Scott mentioned, so she was just kind of doing some private training. But it has. I don't think it's affected it too much. At least from our end, I think we set up rather nicely for the scenario that we've been kind of put in place. And again, we're just kind of looking forward to the day they step foot on campus and have them join the team.
Absolutely. And then if I could ask just about how the team is doing right now, what has this time been like for you guys, and how is navigating COVID gone?
The team's been great. It's been a long several months, as you guys know, but they've handled it really well. We've talked about, a lot of kind of what we've been doing is a lot like when you play professional volleyball, where maybe you're just coming to practice and you're going back to your apartment, and there's maybe not as much, there isn't as much socializing as there used to. And so we just kind of talked about how to handle that. And, we drew on a lot of our staff experience for that as well. So that's helped. And then they've just done a tremendous job of try to battle this just like everyone else has been doing, and being really good about, being ready to come to practice and not, socially going out and doing all that good stuff. We've had full squad in practice for most of the time that we've been here. So that's been really encouraging. We needed it. We turn over a lot on our roster, and we definitely gotten better over this time period. So really appreciate the work and effort they put in, and proud of the improvements they made up until now.
Thanks, Chris.
Chris, how much are you guys working out right now? Like how many hours a week?
We're in 8-hour week schedules right now. So we used a 20-hour block at the beginning when we kind of didn't know how the season was going to shake out. And then probably since the beginning of October, we've been going with 8-hour work weeks. So 4 hours in the gym and 4 hours in the weight room. And then they've been doing some of their own open gym stuff on their own time.
Have you been told anything about a potential season, or when you guys might be able to start or even work out more?
Yeah, the NCAA came out and said, that they're going to try to do the championship in April, mid-April, right, I believe. And I believe the Big Ten is making a push to start in late January for our season. Some people would ask, why aren't you going the same time as football? It's like, well, if we're not going to do a championship until April, we didn't necessarily care that we weren't getting thrown out onto the court. We would like to have played, but it didn't make any sense from my end to try to push for a season when we're not going to have a championship until April.
Yeah. Are you okay with that? Like, do you feel comfortable and confident that you can pull off and play in the spring and push towards that April timeframe?
I think so. Hopefully cases, I know they're spiking right now, but it's maybe just a product of weather's getting a little bit colder and everyone's going indoors. So hopefully it levels out, and we'll be able to have a season here in Huff. Not hold my breath. There's going to be fans because I don't think they're allowing that in the state of Illinois, but at least that we get out here and be able to compete. That's all we ask for, and that's all we want to do. So we're keeping our fingers crossed, but it seems promising at the moment.
And last question for me quickly here, Chris. How have you kind of managed the long-term practice? Like normally you don't get this much practice time without competing. Do you fear of burnout or anything else, or how have you kind of tried to keep the girls motivated to continue to get better and push?
Yeah, so we try to implement competing almost every practice that we're in. So there's a lot of skill work that needs to be done, but we have them compete. We have them, we're putting stats up. We're mixing up lineups just to see what combinations work best, and we compete every day that we step on the court.
Thanks, Chris.
Chris, I got another one about this class. Just how do you see this group of three maybe fitting what you're looking at as you kind of build your future rosters?
Yeah, when we came in, it was one of those things where it's a little bit chicken with your head cut off and just kind of running around trying to scramble to find a class. I came in I guess it was winter of 2017, and not much committed from the previous staff in the near future. So we scrambled to get the 2019 class, which is sophomores now. I thought we got a good one for the position that we were in. And 2020 class with Sophie, Raina, and Maddie was great. And now, just as time goes on, you build those relationships. You understand what the team needs. You understand what type of player is going to be drawn to Illinois. And of course, we've had some nice success in those runs. So you're able to build on that and keep building on your classes as time goes on. And I think we're definitely doing that. And, yeah, we're just gonna keep trying to get better one day at a time.
I guess between the rule change for the NCAA in terms of early recruiting and throw a pandemic on top of that where you can't go out and recruit at all, how's that affected maybe building 2022 and beyond?
Obviously we like to be on the road and see them in person. Again, I think it just goes back to building relationships with club coaches and high school coaches, and obviously being able to do stuff like this with recruits where we're zooming in and we're watching film and stuff like that. But we're all in the same boat, so it's not like we're not allowed to recruit, but somehow Hawaii is or whatever. So I think it's just one of those things. It's just what the time's bringing us, and we all have to adapt and keep doing what we see best for our programs. And of course, we like to be out just as everyone would, but I feel like we've done a good job with all things considered, and looking forward to the future classes as well.
Thanks, Chris.
Any other questions for Coach Tamas? All right. Well, congrats, Coach. Appreciate your time today. And I know it was a little bit of a scramble at the end to make sure we got everything in as supposed to be. But anyway, it all worked out great. So appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right.